You ever heard about the Crowley Asylum? That creepy, old, crumbling building on the edge of town nobody dares to go near? Yeah, that one. It's been abandoned for over 50 years now, but the stories about it never die. People say it's cursed, haunted, or worse, like the building itself is alive, feeding on the fear and pain of those who got trapped inside. I never believed that crap, thought it was just urban legend. Until the night I went in myself, and man, it was something. Else.so, me and 3 of my friends, we were always looking for a thrill, something to get the adrenaline going. We'd heard the stories about Crowley for years, how patients were mistreated, experiments gone wrong, mysterious disappearances, even some folks claiming to have seen things that can't be explained. We joked about it, but inside, I think, we were all curious, maybe even a little scared. One night, we decided to sneak in. The sun had just gone down, and the fog was thick, hanging low over the ground like a blanket. We slipped through the rusted gate, which creaked like it hadn't moved in decades, and stepped inside. The air hit us immediately, cold, damp, and heavy with this sickly sweet smell of rot and rust. It smelled like death. Our flashlights barely pierced the darkness. The building was a mess, broken windows, graffiti covering the walls, old wheelchairs tipped over in hallways and peeling, paint flaking like dried skin. It felt like the place was breathing, or maybe watching us. Every sound echoed our footsteps, whispered conversations, and I swear I heard something else too. Faint footsteps that didn't match ours, or maybe the creaking of the building. Settling. Whatever it was, it sent chills down my spine. We headed toward the infamous room 213. The stories say it was the worst ward in the entire asylum, where the most dangerous patients were kept in isolation. They called it the black hole because once you went in, you never came out the same. Doors slammed, screams echoed, and some say a shadowy figure haunts that room, never letting anyone leave in peace. When we reached the door, it was hanging on one rusty hinge, barely attached. I pushed it open, and a blast of freezing air rushed out, making us all shiver. The room looked like it had been frozen in time. Old hospital beds lined up, broken restraints, yellowed medical charts scattered on the floor. The walls were covered in strange symbols, some carved deep into the plaster. Then the whispering started. At first, just barely audible, like someone breathing next to your ear. But it grew louder, more frantic, voices overlapping, crying out for help, warning us to leave. We tried to laugh it off, but our hands were shaking. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind us. We all spun around, banging on it, shouting, but it wouldn't budge. The temperature dropped so fast I could see my breath puffing out in front of me. The whispers turned into moans, then angry growls. I could feel something moving in the shadows, watching, waiting. Then I saw it, a figure standing in the corner of the room. Not a ghost like you'd expect, but something darker. Its shape was humanoid, but it wasn't solid. It flickered, in and out like smoke, but its eyes were like pits of endless blackness, sucking the light right out of the room. It didn't move, just stared at us, filled with this unbearable sorrow and rage. I felt it reaching into my mind, dragging up my worst memories, my deepest fears. It was like being trapped in a nightmare you couldn't wake up from. My friends started panicking, screaming, trying to force the door open. The thing glided toward us silently, its presence pressing down like a weight on my chest. I thought we were done for. But then, in the middle of all that chaos, I heard a voice. Not from the figure, but from somewhere else. It was faint, but clear, a child's voice, calling for help. It gave me a sudden rush of hope, like maybe we weren't alone. I told my friends to calm down and focus on that voice. Using the last bit of strength we had, we pushed the door open and ran out, not looking back until we were outside, safe in the cold night air. The whispers faded behind us, but I swear, I could still feel those hollow eyes watching from the shadows. After that night, nothing was the same. I couldn't shake the feeling that something followed me home, something from that asylum that never wanted to be left behind. Crowley isn't just an abandoned building. It's a tomb for souls trapped in endless torment, caught between worlds. People say curiosity killed the cat, and maybe it did. But sometimes the truth is far worse than you could imagine. So if you ever hear about Crowley Asylum, and I'm warning you here, don't go. Some secrets are buried for a reason, and some doors, once opened, can never be closed again.